Good morning from Puerto Natales. Today's the day we are going to attempt the hike up to the base towers. I'm not gonna lie, I am very nervous. Like on the outside I've been like, oh, if I don't make it to the top, like it's fine, I'll just turn back around. But from the inside, if I don't make it to the top, I'm gonna cry. So it's about 6:15, 6:20ish and my bus leaves at 6:45. But I still have to walk to the bus station. Now I am wearing the walking boots, but I also have my sneakers with me because if I get blisters or if I feel like they don't walk right, I'm gonna switch. So essentially the hike is in three parts. The first part is through the valley, then through the forest, which are both a steep or slight incline, but the last part is the hardest part. The last part is 1.5 kilometers with a 300-meter incline. So I think by the time I can start the hike it'll be around 9:30. I definitely want to be back down the mountain at 7 because you still have to take a shuttle bus to the actual bus if you're coming from the towers. We're about 1k in and so far so good. There's already people coming down. I think they did the sunrise tour. Not for me, way too early. So when I rented these boots, the woman from that hostel told me that they believe in a lot of spirits here, like spirit of the mountain, spirit of the volcano. And she says that if you have been a good person the past year, the mountain will treat you well. So I'm gonna take that as a sign. If I make it to the top today, I've been a good person the past year. If I don't make it to the top, there's some changes I gotta make. I've already done 2.5k, although that was the easiest part, and I'm already out of breath. Now comes the second section, which is pretty uphill. Okay, so almost 3k down. I will say those are probably the easiest kilometers. The hardest ones are yet to come, but only 7 more to go to the top. Also, I think the first problem I'm gonna encounter are my knees. I inherited knee pains from my dad, I think. So sometimes they start acting up, especially if I've been walking for a while and hiking. So we'll see. Alright, time for some orange juice. About halfway there. Over 5 kilometers down, which means I'm over halfway. I really should have brought some electrolytes or sugar because I brought 2 protein bars, but even my orange juice doesn't have sugar in it. Well, we're still gonna make it to the top. Just gonna manifest that for myself. We've also reached snow. Alright, here's the stats so far. 6 kilometers, 1 hour 38 minutes, and 362 calories burned. Let's continue to the top. Honestly, I think I might actually make it. This hike has such a diverse landscape. Snow, valley, mountain, forest, and up top a lake. Alright, 7k down, 3 more to go, which is 1.5 in this forest and 1.5 pretty much rock climbing, because the last 1.5 kilometers has an elevation gain of 300 meters. So this hike is 20 back and forth, so 10 one way. The last kilometer and a half is the worst part, which I've been told is pretty much like rock climbing. But I'm almost at 8.5, so I should reach it soon. According to the sign, I've got 1 kilometer to go, so I'm starting my protein bar. So this should be the last like 500 meters of the trail, but if I look up, I've got quite a while to go. Not gonna lie, this last part is hard, and I think it's partially because of the altitude. We're quite high up, so the air is thinner, and you can definitely tell. I just asked some people who are coming from the top how much farther. They said 30 to 40 more minutes. It's not what I was hoping for. This is not good. I don't think you can tell, but up there are people walking. That is so much more high. I can see the finish line. That way, up there, and there. Almost there. Almost. So the reason why I haven't seen a lot of the last few kilometers is, or like the last kilometer, is because it was very, very slippery, but I've made it to the top. Bye bye towers. Time to hike back down the mountain. If you choose to do this hike this time of year and you have crampons or like spikes under your shoes, bring them, because this is sketchy as not good. Not gonna lie, would not recommend doing this without spikes at this time of year. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is I am going down the mountain and I've made it past the slippery part. The bad news is my headphones have just given me the warning 5 minutes until the battery's dead. A lot of the ice and snow has melted and created these like little rivers and streams, and also I'm trying to go downhill, but like these little waterfalls now everywhere because I'm going down and it's later and it's melted. So it's so nice. It does make me have to pee though. The hike up is officially closed. It closes after 3. It's closed. That means it's after 3. I've got about 4 more hours, but I've just made it past, I think, the hardest part, which is like the rocks and stuff. So now we're gonna continue down the rest of this mountain. So the way back is definitely gonna take a lot longer. Also, we're not talking about my hair. I know it looks disgusting, but we're just going with it. And the hat is too warm right now. But the way back is definitely gonna take me longer because on the way down you have to pass the people that are going up because they have the right of way. On top of that, I let everybody who's very, very fast behind me pass because otherwise I feel like they're hurrying me along, and that's when accidents happen. Plus, I feel like I've got a lot more time now to take photos, to stop, enjoy the view. So I'm definitely doing more of that because I know I'm already going down. And I am, let's just say I'm ahead of schedule. So yeah, it's been alright. So I was supposed to go hiking tomorrow, again here in the national park, but I haven't actually booked the bus yet because the bus is about 26 euros return. And I thought about booking the bus because like the slots fill up pretty quickly, so if I look tonight I think a lot of them will be gone, especially the ones at like 8 o'clock. Not that I would want to go back tomorrow at 8, but that's when a lot of people who are doing this hike are gonna take the bus back, like I am today. But I thought beforehand, will I want to do another hike after this one? Will I feel up to it for tomorrow? So I can either not do it and I guess save 26 bucks, but I bought a 3-day pass for Torres Paine National Park, which is the minimum that you have to buy. There's no 1-day pass, or at least not that I could find online. So it kind of feels like a waste not to use that like 3rd day. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. But I have about 7 more kilometers to figure it out. I see the bridge, which means that the campsite should be nearby, which also means that the campsite, like cafeteria store thing, will be nearby. I was planning on buying something at the bottom, but I am too thirsty and too much, I guess, into wanting it. So I'm gonna get myself a soda here. I just bought a can of Coke, so 350 milliliters for 4 euros. Pricing here has gone from insane to criminal. 4 euros for a can of Coke. A bottle of Gatorade was 8 euros. Alright, I've made it back to the windy pass, which means that I am halfway back down the mountain. I have to hand in these boots before 10:30. So after I get off the bus tonight, I have to walk to the hostel that I rented these from, then walk all the way back to the other side to my hostel. But I think at that point I'll have been sitting down for like 2 hours. I don't know if I can. Alright, only 3.5 kilometers to go. Can I just say that I cannot believe that I just hiked up to the base towers. And I can see the road down, so I think 2 or 3 kilometers until I'm back. I am officially down the mountain. It's just a breezy walk from here to the visitor center. We made it. I guess I've been good past year because the mountain treated me very well. So even though I haven't made it to the end yet, once I have, I will stop my recording, or like recording of the workout or like the hike, and I will put it on screen right now to see the current stats. This is just for the way down. It includes a stop at the like campsite, stand in line for a Coke. But the other one for the way up you should have already seen. Can't believe I made it. Now I just wait for the bus back, hand in these shoes, go to the hostel and sleep. Sadly the kitchen closes at 10 and I think I'll be there after 10, so I can't make any more food, but at least I've got a bed. You know what I find interesting? I walked all the way up the mountain and all the way down again, and I didn't even open my pack of Oreos. I'm definitely gonna do that while I wait for the bus, because I think I have to wait like 2 hours for the bus. But I figured that would be empty by now, but I haven't even started. If I look like a wreck, you're like, sorry, correct, because that's exactly how I feel. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday that I was starting to get sick, but I am definitely more sick now after yesterday. I think it was mostly because at the end of the hike we had to wait in the cold for like 3 hours. Anyways, we made it back and it is now the next morning. I'm gonna do absolutely nothing today, just chill and relax. but I figured I should give my final thoughts on the hike. I'm now walking to bring back the hiking boots and get my deposit back. This time of year, like it had been snowing for the past 3 days in Torres National Park, like during the night I think. So the top was extremely slippery. It was very, very snowy, very icy, and kind of dangerous, not gonna lie. So it takes a lot longer to get up because every second step you take, you fall back or you slide back one step. And on the way down, it's like you're snowboarding down without a board. Like it's not the safest, not gonna lie, but it is worth it. If you are of average condition or like fitness, you can do it. I was very intimidated by the information that I saw online because everybody said like, oh, it's a very tough hike, it's hard to do. But then I asked some people in like some group chats and they were like, oh no, like you should be fine. And you're fine. Is it tough? Yes, it's not the easiest hike in the world, but you're fine to do it. There are shorter hikes in the park that are just as nice. You can see the towers from the ground, just not with the lake. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I think that to get there is very expensive because you have to pay the entrance fee, which is 30k for 3 days or 41 for more. Then you have to either hire a car, but if you're on your own, it makes more sense to maybe go by bus, which is 12k one way, so like about 25 euros, 26 return. On top of that, you have to pay for a shuttle, which is 4,000 one way in cash only. So that's another like 8 to 10 euros. I mean, I rented the boots, which is 6k, which is like 7 euros. It all adds up, but is it worth it? Yeah, I'd say so. I'm very, very happy that I went, and honestly, secretly a little bit proud of myself that I actually did it. I had half a mind of like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. But I'm going to hand in these boots, go to the supermarket, and then go back to bed, honestly. Tomorrow I'm leaving Puerto Natales. I don't have anything booked yet, but I'm planning on booking them later. And that was it for Puerto Natales. I do technically have one more day on my ticket for Torres del Paine, but I'm not gonna stay here longer, I think, and I'm not gonna go hiking today. So I will see you tomorrow.